And they always have cake, Bill. I know I keep
What kind of
mentioning
cakes?
that, but
I like
they're
cake, yeah.
the best cakes in the world. They're so delicious. Lemon, red velvet, yellow cake,
Yeah,
chocolate,
carrot.
They're all so
cake,
good.
yeah.
And you can order them to go, like a round cake, which I did for Easter, or a sheet cake. Sorry, I'm selling the cake because I eat them too.
I kind of get these feelings, and I kind of know. I mean, it's just, I'm sometimes wrong, but usually I'm right.
Welcome to Successful Living with Bill Napick. Every week, we talk with interesting people in a variety of professions for ideas to enhance your success in all aspects of life. Successful Living with Bill Napick starts right now. Here's Bill Napick.
Welcome to the show. It is Successful Living with Bill Napick. I am Bill Napick, and what a show. And today is Successful Living with Jenna Jackson, our show partner with P&R Creative. And Jenna has put a magnificent cast together. It's unbelievable. Jenna, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. It's always good to be here.
I don't know how you did this, and people can tune into the YouTube video at some point, but if you're just listening, paint a picture of the cast of super women that we have right here in the studio. Let's tell everybody about it.
It's literally like a superhero movie in here.
Yes.
It's all beautiful, accomplished women with different companies. They're all CEOs and founders. I'm lucky enough to be friends with them, so I brought them together.
We're going to talk to each one of them.
Yep.
Right
I'm very
here
excited.
on this show. Groundbreaking indeed. So let's get started. First, we're going to talk to Lisa Johnson. She is the CEO of LRJ Designs. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, people are probably saying, that sounds great. What is LRJ Designs? What do you do?
Floral design. It's all flowers for anywhere from a bridal bouquet to nosegays for the prom, anything.
Everything's coming up roses sometimes, I bet.
Absolutely. I'm very
Nice,
busy.
Bill.
I'm just saying, that's an old cliche, but flowers are so beautiful and really an important part, I think, of everyday life. And as you mentioned, certainly special occasions as well.
Absolutely. We can do anything from, or me, by myself, can do anything from thank yous, like you just got from a sweet
Yep.
friend.
So beautiful.
Mother's Day is coming up, so I'm super busy about that.
Oh, that's right. That's
right.
In fact, people are hearing the show on Mother's Day, so we
Oh,
want to say,
that's right.
and here in the room, we have
Happy
some
Mother's
mothers.
Day.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Yes.
Absolutely.
So special occasions, congratulations. Even the everyday putting flowers in your home at various places. I think that's great, too.
Absolutely. That's one of the things I'm so new to this business. What I wanted to do was like a monthly subscription where you have flowers delivered to your home. That's something that's on the roster as soon as I get through Mother's Day.
That's a great idea.
I love the idea of having it monthly in your home. I feel like if you have fresh flowers, it cheers up the whole room.
It's happy. It
Why
makes me happy.
Me too.
Yeah.
What made you decide to start this? How did you get going?
Well, my boys are about to be gone, so I really was kind of looking for something fun that I really enjoyed doing. And I've worked in retail in the past, but this time around I wanted to do flowers because I did it when I was about 19. I had a summer job where half the time I was working in a surf shop and the other half I was working in the florist shop. It was the best job on an island off the coast of North Carolina. So I got the bug way back then. So that's where it started.
I like the surf shop idea,
Oh,
too.
it was a
can
blast.
we do a combo?
Yeah,
Surf
it's like
on
a
your day
surf
off,
shop
yeah.
with flowers, and they actually go hand in hand. A lot of times you see those surfer shirts and things like that with a lot of floral patterns. and
Absolutely.
things. Every business has a challenge or two. From an idea of having something that was live that you're presenting, a flower, it has an expiration time,
Absolutely.
expiration date. I would think that's one of the challenges, but let's tell us a little bit about the marketing and the mechanics, because we don't think a lot about floral businesses, at least I don't, and I
Right.
think there's a little bit of mystery to them. Give us some of the mechanics.
I'm super new to it, so I'm learning as well. But I do know that as an individual, I don't have a shop yet, so I'm out of my home. So those floral coolers are quite expensive. So that's the next thing on my roster once I get everything rolling. So that's been difficult because I do have to go to the wholesaler quite a bit to pick up flowers constantly because I don't have a lot of places to store them. And when you're doing retail flowers, you want to be able to have them last, at least a week or so. So that's been the challenge aspect of that. But physically, I can put together arrangements really quickly if I had them all sitting there all the time. So that's my biggest challenge right now.
So how do you, are you able to source? We hear about like all these supply chain issues
Right.
across every business.
Right.
What you delivered a bouquet to me on Saturday. It was gorgeous, a combo of all these flowers. Are you able to source like a variety of flowers right now?
There are several wholesalers within Houston, and you generally, I'm learning that you develop a relationship with one of them. And I've got relationships with a couple, and I love them. But there's also some that will deliver to your home. So I need to investigate that a little bit more. Right now, I'm just playing catch up, just getting what I can where I can. But the flowers are expensive. They've never gone back down after Valentine's Day. So people are, it's a little bit of sticker shock with flowers.
And you're storing the flowers right now in your home?
Yes.
I bet your home smells unbelievable. That's the thing about a floral arrangement or one flower as it stands alone. It's beautiful.
Right.
Can be colorful. And it smells good. It's covering so many bases, huh, Jenna?
It's marvelous.
It really is.
We should have brought some flowers right in here for the YouTube video.
It would have been great.
I have photos. That's it.
I will say that Scott over at Southern Floral, it told me that the new roses, the ones that they are breeding, whatever you call it now, are made to not have as much fragrance because they don't last as long when they have fragrance. So that's why you've got garden roses that do smell really, really well, and then you have regular roses that don't. Isn't that fascinating? I didn't know that. Because everybody always leans down to smell them, and it's like they don't smell. Well, roses don't really smell much anymore.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I
that's
did
so
not know
interesting.
that.
It's interesting.
So as you look ahead, here we are, and I guess kind of the middle. I always, every year that comes around, and I think of June as the middle point, and it's almost June. So when you forecast your business as you just started out, that has some extra challenges, I would think. But when you look ahead to say, okay, July 1 and beyond, how do you plan for that business? And how do you know how many flowers to order, being the fact that, yes, they do have an expiration time?
Exactly. Since
That's
I'm so
tricky.
new. Yeah, it is tricky because I'm so new that I can't really forecast just yet. I can tell you that usually June and July are going to be, in August, are going to be pretty light. So that's when I can kind of work on getting my business and the logos and all that kind of stuff and start planning for the cooler. So I know that once school starts back up, because I still have kids in school with Jolie, we still have proms and all kinds of events coming up. Christmas, it's crazy. So I'm getting ready.
Well, the prom is way back in my rearview mirror. I don't even know how many years. Even my son, by the way, he just turned 39.
That's
Wow.
not possible,
Even his
though.
prom is so far away. But that's right. So many wonderful events. Flowers just add the icing to the cake, so to speak.
So what's the most rewarding part so far? What are you loving about being an entrepreneur?
Surprisingly, when you put something out there that's creative, it's kind of like putting a part of yourself out there. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking. But, everybody's been so wonderful and sweet and supportive, which is awesome. But seeing people that I haven't seen in a long time. I went to a different school from junior high to high school. So I ran into a lot of my friends that went to a different school when they came to pick up for one of the proms. And I hadn't seen them in years. So, I'm getting to see a lot of people that I haven't gotten to see in a while. That's been truly the most fun. Because I can do flowers all day. But seeing people that I love, that's fun.
It is. It's artwork. You're creating little masterpieces all along the way. And I think each one, like you said,
Right.
just like an artist with a painting, you have something of yourself in each and
Right.
every creation. And then and the giving part, even though it's a business, yes,
You
you're
give it
trading it for
away.
money, but you're giving
Yeah.
it away. So I think that in itself has a satisfaction level.
Absolutely. It's something that it does make me happy because I'll see somebody. I had somebody yesterday that did a shout out on Instagram or wherever it was. And it made me feel so good because it was for her mother's 80th birthday. And it was so, so sweet. And I really was excited to do those flowers for her because she told me she was a Derby fanatic. So, you get the confirmation, which is so marvelous. It's my favorite.
And you have children, right?
I have 2 boys, so it's hilarious that I ended up in flowers.
And are they helping as part of are they learning these business
They are
lessons
not.
as you
They
are?
are not learning nor helping me. No. My husband is great at schlepping boxes full of, all the trimmings off all the stuff. I've produced so much trash. It's insane.
But they're listening to the show,
I know.
bet. That's
They
right.
need to
So-
help me.
Well, before we close this segment, what else should we know? We're talking with Lisa Johnson with LRJ Designs. Lisa, what else should we know?
Hit me up. I love it. I absolutely love doing it. I love doing it last minute. I love doing it 2 weeks in advance.
And you're serving how big an area in which part of Houston?
I can
Let's
serve.
Tell people.
I can serve Houston as a whole. Basically, I'll deliver outside of 10 miles, but it is just me and my old Suburban. So I would love to make flowers for anybody.
Last time I checked, a Suburban can hold a lot of flowers. I did the
know.
study 2 months ago. Let's tell people how they can reach out to you if they want to enjoy some of your designs.
On Instagram, I'm at LRJ Designs. On Facebook, I'm at LRJ Designs. And my cell phone is 281-804-8448. And my email as of right now is johnsonlisar@att.net. 281-804-8448.
Lisa Johnson, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Lisa.
Jenna.
I think it's time to talk food, Jenna. What do you think?
I'm always excited,
Let's tell people-
especially with her.
Yeah, let's tell people who's next.
So Jolie Stinneford, she is the owner of Treebeards Restaurants. They have 4 locations. I would say I'm at one of her locations at least 3 times a week.
And
eating
many of
cake.
us are on the way too.
Yes, we are.
Well, Jolie, let's tell people the name Treebeards is part of Houston, Texas for many years. So this is awesome to get to talk to you. Let's tell people, in case they might be listening on the internet from afar, let's tell people about your restaurants.
Okay, so Treebeards, the company, started in 1978 in downtown Houston. The founder was a man named Dan Tidwell, who I started working for in 1990. I worked for Dan and Jamie, his partner, for 20 years. And in 2010, I said, hey, if you ever want to sell the business, I'd really be interested in buying the business. And he says, okay. And I'm like, now? And he's like,
Be careful what you ask for. There you go. Yeah.
I said, really? Now? My sons were 3 and 7, and I really wasn't quite ready for it. But my husband said, hey, it's an opportunity. We got to do it. So Treebeards had various locations that opened and closed in downtown. Over the years, we had a maximum of 5 locations downtown. Now we have 3, and we opened the one in Memorial, Bunker Hill, and Gaylord in October of 2020.
So that is the newest location right there. And the beauty of that area, boy, easy on, easy off the freeway, Interstate 10, probably bringing you customers all the time, that mighty highway.
Well, it's interesting because we were always downtown lunch Monday through Friday, no nights, no weekends. Great for a restaurant gig for 20 years. Then going into the suburbs, you have to be open every day at weekends, nighttime. So it was a big learning curve for us going into the suburban area. It's been fun. It's been a lot of challenges, but it's overall been very successful.
So I know a little bit from experience because I'm a frequent visitor to the Memorial location, but how is it going? I mean, you started in October 2020. Might have been a little bit of a tough time to start with COVID and everything.
It definitely was. We had decided we were going to open before COVID hit. So we were already in construction. So we didn't really have a choice. We had to start paying rent. So we had to open. It was a little rough at first. It was up and down, as things kind of got better and then got worse. But right now, I would say for the last maybe 3 months, it's been pretty solid. Things are almost back to normal, knock on wood.
Let's tell people about the cuisine. So if someone, and they could go to treebeards.com is the website, right? Mm-hmm. So someone could see the menu there. But give us an idea of the atmosphere as far as the food goes and what sort of cuisine you have there.
So everything is made from scratch and has been ever since we started, which was unusual back then. We are kind of a comfort food, Southern food. Some people say Cajun, but we don't like to call ourselves Cajun. We have shrimp etouffee, we have gumbo, we have red beans and rice, but we also have meat in 2 sides. So meatloaf with fresh vegetables or fried catfish with 2 vegetables or, starches. And it's all prepared fresh every day, and we don't keep it around. So if it doesn't sell, we just get rid of it, and then we start all over again the next day.
See, I would think that in any business, there's challenges, no doubt. But certainly in the restaurant business, regardless of the extra challenges we've had, all business people in the last 2-3 years or so, just 5 years ago, 10 years ago, there's already a host of challenges that the successful business person, in this case, the restaurateur, you have to know certain things and predict, and you have to know the future in some ways, right?
Yes.
How many people are coming in? How hungry are they going to be? What are they going to order?
Right.
How do you do that?
Well, with downtown, I mean, being in downtown for as long as we have, it's a lot more predictable, and we kind of know on the day before a holiday, people are going to leave work at noon, and we're not going to be busy, and we just kind of have figured that out. But in the new location, I've said so many times, I wish I had a crystal ball. I wish I had a crystal ball. I'll think we're going to be busy, so we'll be staffed up and ready, and then nobody comes. And then Some days I'll think it's not going to be busy, and then all of a sudden we get hit. So yeah, it's always, with the restaurant business, it's always a challenge, and it's always something new, and it keeps you on your toes, and you can't get bored. So.
Well, you're referring to certain data points and knowledge that you have, especially when you factor in it's Friday. People are getting off early in some cases. So some of that you already know, and that's your feeling based on history. How much do you rely on technology? I mean, are you looking at the computer too and saying, oh, we just sold 100 etouffees and 20,000 gallons of gumbo or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So is there a balance there, or do you just go by what you know?
I would love to tell you that we are scientific in our approach. I would. But honestly, we're not. We just we do have that data available through our point of sale, but we don't really use it too much, although we do record some things. But it's just after I've been doing this for so long, for I don't even know how many years, 35 years or whatever, I kind of get these feelings, and I kind of know. I mean, it's just, I'm sometimes wrong, but usually I'm right.
Thus, the successful entrepreneur and business person, right?
Yeah.
Jenna, that's amazing.
Exactly. Well, I'm fascinated by this because I do think the restaurant business has kind of more challenges than ever these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how have you navigated all of that? Like, supply chain shortages, labor shortages, right? Is it hard to find really talented people who want to work hard? I mean, and how important is that?
It's extremely important. When all this started, it was crazy. Like, I couldn't even believe it. I saw people leaving downtown with their laptops and their screens and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in this terrible nightmare. And I don't think this is going to be 2 weeks. So we really tried hard to keep our staff and our managers and our key people employed, even though we didn't have any revenue coming in. So we started doing whatever we could to get money to come in. And we fortunately got a PPP loan, and we tried to keep everybody that we felt was really necessary. So we weren't as far behind as other restaurants were that let everybody leave. We kept a lot of them and just tried to make it through with the PPP money that we got. So it's really hard, and we are always looking for good people, and we have a lot of really great people. We have a lot of people that have been with the company a long time, and I'm very fortunate for that. But it's always, it's a challenge in every business to try to get good help. So supply chain has been a nightmare to some degree, not quite as bad, but yeah, we have. If you get food to go from us, sometimes you'll get it in a funky container, and that's because that's all we're getting. So we didn't have straws for a couple of weeks. I mean, it's kind of random. It's weird.
So when you eat at your own restaurant, what are the top 2 things that you order? Because that's what I'm going to order one of these too when I go to the restaurant.
You have
on
to try
Hill.
the chicken fried chicken with the mashed potatoes. Can't go wrong with that. The gumbos are fantastic. Chicken and sausage, or seafood that has crab and shrimp and catfish. And I love the red beans and rice. I think they're really good. They're the best.
Meatloaf sounded good
too.
too.
The meatloaf is good.
Are there
Everything's
daily
good.
specials?
Every day there's something different. Today it's jerk.
Different.
I mean, well, today would be Sunday when this is airing. So on Sundays we have pot roast.
That's amazing.
And they always have cake, Bill. I know I keep
What kind of
mentioning
cakes?
that, but
I like
they're
cake, yeah.
the best cakes in the world. They're so delicious. Lemon, red velvet, yellow cake,
Yeah,
chocolate,
Carrot.
They're all so
cake,
good.
yeah.
And you can order them to go, like a round cake, which I did for Easter, or a sheet cake. Sorry, I'm selling the cake because I eat them daily.
I'm a vegetarian. I have carrot cake all the time.
Here we
That's
go.
my deal.
Here
And that's
we
for
go.
vegetarians, isn't it? Right,
We
Joel?
also have a lot of vegetarian and vegan items on the menu, believe it or not. So you can eat very healthy if you would like to.
Where did the name, we're talking with Jolie Stinneford with Treebeards Restaurant, treebeards.com. Where did the name Treebeards come from? It's easy to remember and it's catchy, but unusual.
Treebeard is a character in The Hobbit. And The Hobbit was very popular in 1978 when Treebeards was founded. The story goes that the original owner, Dan, went to go get his patent on his name. And he had a name, just like Lisa, pressure. He had a name, and they said, sorry, that name's taken. So he had his book with him, and he's like, okay. And he's like, how about Treebeards? And that's really it. And then during the 90s, we were, like, people didn't know The Hobbit. The Lord of the Rings hadn't really come back. And everybody was like, who's Treebeard? Like, they didn't get it. So we started telling people, well, it's the moss that comes from the trees in the South, the Treebeards. And everyone was like, oh, okay. So We tell both stories depending on what's like. When Lord of the Rings came back, then we started telling them about Treebeards again. But that's really the honest to God truth.
Storytelling is alive and well in every industry, right? That's one of the things that's your main
Yes,
thing,
it
right?
is. I was very proud of that story.
I love that.
I love a good story.
Treebeards.com. Let's tell people again, the locations are...
So we have 3 locations downtown, one inside Christchurch Cathedral in their Reynolds Hall, like their big hall. We operate a restaurant Monday through Friday in there. Then we have 2 in the tunnels, one at 1100 Louisiana, which is Enterprise Plaza, and then one in Pennzoil Place in their tunnel. It's a takeout only location. And then the one in Memorial is at Bunker Hill and Gaylord.
One quick question about the newest one in Memorial, the suburbs, we'll call it, so to speak. Other than the different hours that you have, did anything else surprise you about being in downtown and then being in the suburbs all of a sudden?
Yeah, a lot. It's the same
It's a whole
city.
nother show, right?
It's the same city, right? So you think things are going to be the
sorta.
same, but no, not at all. In fact, one of our really good sellers was mustard greens downtown. Everybody loves mustard greens. They kind of have like an Asian taste to them. They have a shrimp base in them. We would bus tables in Memorial and nobody would be eating them. So we came up with a new recipe for collard greens with ham and bacon. And that is so popular.
Bacon.
But we have that in Memorial, and then we have mustard greens downtown.
Sounds good to me. People can simply go to treebeards.com. Jolie Stinneford, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Jolie.
Thanks, Jenna.
As we continue on this Mother's Day, we now have Jenny Thompson with Luxington Boutique, and it's Luxington, L-U-X, LuxingtonBoutique.com. Jenny, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill.
Here we are, Jen. What a cast on this Mother's Day. And let's tell people, Jenny, your business, it sounds like it's a boutique.
Yes.
Let's tell us more.
Lexington Boutique is a clothing store. We were located on Post Oak in San Felipe. I bought it from another gal. We were there 3 years. Beside North Italia, then North expanded. So they moved me to the other side by True Foods and Nimfest. So I got to redo a second store, which I love redoing. So that was fun. Well, relatively. And then when my lease was up at Post Oak in San Felipe, I looked at over 67 spots on the ground floor of retail, but I wasn't able to have my own hours that I wanted that fit my lifestyle, or I owned the company, but I wasn't able to come and go as I pleased. So my daughter was at the dentist and I was in an office building, and I'll give a plug to Dr. Meisel's building, Dr. Gowan's building, Dr. Harrison Hogan, Dr. Nigro, Dr. O'Shell, Dr. Siegel. So it worked for me because you can't go back when your kids go to the dentist or the dermatologist. So you're just sitting outside the waiting room. So I went to go visit a friend and I saw that some spaces were open, and I was exhausted from looking at spaces for 8 or 9 months. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to change the retail business to fit my family's needs and my daughter's needs. And I believe in myself, and you know what? You'll never know till you try it. So I got space in the office building and just knocked out all the walls except for my office and the storage room and the kitchen, and basically recreated, 3 is a charm. So that was my 3rd store to build out, and it has been amazing. It's like a treetop because all the windows overlook San Felipe. So now I'm at San Felipe and Voss, 7700 San Felipe. It's in the white building right before you go over the bridge to Kincaid, headed west. But
You're reading my mind. I was going to ask the address. Let's tell people again. The address is
7700 San Felipe. We're on the 4th floor. The parking's easy. It's more of a private shopping experience. We are open Monday through Friday, 11 to 5, and the weekends appointment only. It's much closer to my daughter's school, my house. So if someone calls me and says, hey, I'm going to Dr. Nigro at 9, I'll go in at 9. And it's our happy place. And when you're shopping, you're on the 4th floor and it's all windows. So literally, it's like you're in a tree. It's like shopping in the treetops of Houston.
I've never heard anything described like shopping in the treetops. Have you been there, Jenna?
I have, and it's gorgeous. The other piece that's gorgeous is the artwork throughout the store, which I think you can talk to us about this because I love this little fun fact. But she moves the artwork around to match whatever collections of clothing and shoes and bags that they have at the time. So it's very cool.
Yes, and right now if you come in, it sort of looks like Skittles because it's spring.
Color-wise.
So you have happy colors, but we have Skittles too.
Sounds like a place for therapy. If I want to get my mood back in check, we can come by your place.
It's a happy place. Everyone comes in and is like, y'all are just so happy, and there's just a good energy there. And the artwork, my father is a retired architect, and growing up, he would just put nails in the fence and paint. And he likes abstract art, which I do too, because it kind of goes with everything. So I have my dad's paintings in there, and some of them are for sale. Some of them he will replicate, different sizes. And then I've got a mom from school, and then I've got a couple other, like random, when I went to pick out the marble for the register and the beverage counter, I was at my tile place and was like, oh my gosh, I love that artwork. And he said, well, my secretary does it. And I said, is it for sale? So I have some of that. And all of it's for sale. I don't advertise that, which I should. I couldn't before because I was right beside an art gallery.
So it's a boutique. Let's describe what people can buy. What else are they going to find there? We're assuming women's clothes, right?
Mm-hmm. So
what else? And
we have a little bit of everything. We have like flats. We have wedges.
Flats or shoes?
Flat shoes,
All right.
yes.
Gotcha.
Like flip-flops. We have dressy flip-flops, casual flip-flops. We have dressy wedges, casual wedges. We have really fun tennis shoes. I try to get stuff that nobody else has, which is challenging. But if you want, say, Golden Goose, you can go to Saks or Neiman's. But I like to help the little people out. So we have brands from like Australia. I just try to keep it fresh because you never know what people are going to like. And I can't buy what I just like because you can have a whole store what I like. So I have to have a whole store where someone could bring their 16-year-old daughter in and get some tennis shoes, and then their mother can also buy a fun jacket. But I just want moms, as myself, I'm 46, we all have kids. We're still women that want to look nice, but at an affordable price. And I don't have to mark stuff up because of my location. And I also am able to get other brands that maybe, like we have brands from Italy, we have brands from Europe, we have brands from Dallas, we have brands from Miami. We have sweaters, shorts, skirts, dresses, purses, bags, jewelry. We're about to get sunglasses. So yeah, we've got a little bit of everything. We have little roll-on perfumes. We have...
That sounds like an innovation. Is that something new?
It is. It's waterproof. It's all natural, and it kind of you put on a scent, and it'll smell different on me than it would on my partner in crime, Daisha Rowe.
And Daisha's here too. Let's tell people about Daisha. She's like right-hand person there in the company.
She is. She's my soul sister, and we just have so much fun together. If I'm not there, she's there, and she keeps me on my toes and keeps me focused. And she basically can run the store. Many times ask her, you want to buy into this? But she's amazing. I hope so. We got to talk to her husband, Bennett Rowe.
So I know you for about 40 minutes, maybe at tops. And I have a feeling you have a very attention to detail in a real focused way.
Right.
You showed the pictures. I've not been to your store, but the pictures are unbelievable as far as the way you lay out the clothes and other things in the store. Just to me, it's just to walk in the store that you showed me in the pictures. And I guess people can go to the website and see part of this, but it looks like a masterpiece of artwork as far as just the way the colors are. I don't care if they're tops or bottom, whatever, but just the coloring of the way things are laid out that I guess you and Daisha do in a very meticulous way. Right there is fascinating. And I didn't even see the artwork that Jenna was talking about, but that's got to be cool too.
Yes, and I'm sure this has been the best 40 minutes with me, right?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. So, and
Exactly.
I think we've created a picture. People should really, those that have not seen what you have there, your store. What's the website?
It's www. Well, can I say the Instagram first?
You say whatever you want. Yeah.
The website
How can
is
people see
under
it?
construction.
All right.
But it is up. On Instagram, it's Luxington, LUXINGTON _ Facebook, Luxington Boutique. We do have a website. It's just we are making it better because we're constantly growing and changing.
So people can see at least a picture or two. I think right there, they see the picture,
yeah,
Jenna.
you
They're
can
going to want to
see
go to the
everything.
store, especially hearing you describe what you have there. It's fascinating.
Well,
I
and
agree.
we would love to get the website we're working on to do more online stuff because during COVID, I did the website with my team and I'm not a web designer. So it's there. It just, now that I've been in the business 3 years in March, I can notice little details that need to be corrected. But we love having parties. We love having private parties. We cater in food. Now I have got
At the store. So you have like little
parties
events,
at the store.
events, yeah.
We'll close the shop for you. We'll have Treebeards cater it, and we can have Lisa bring the flowers. And our next guest does POS, so she's going to be in charge of that. So we're all streamlining here, collaborating, cross-pollinating, just supporting other women and being each other's advocates.
A quick word of all the things you could be doing. What is it about the designing and creating the boutique? Why did you choose that versus all these things, Jenny?
Well, truth. My daughter was in school and I was home, and a friend of mine owned the store, and she got promoted and was moving up at Chevron, and she had to sell the store. And I had worked at Monkeys on Fridays with my friends that own Monkeys.
What's Monkeys?
Monkeys was another boutique,
Okay.
and they owned it. It's since they've retired, but I worked 10 to 3 on Fridays and came in and out, and it was amazing. I got half price clothes. How hard could that be, right? Oh gosh, no. I've been a school teacher. I used to fundraise for autistic kids. I'm on a nonprofit for autistic kids. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. Ever done.
Good thing Daisha's there to help
Good
out,
thing,
right?
because I'm telling you. But I love a challenge, and I'm not very good at golf, but if I can hit one good golf ball, it keeps me coming back. It's like bowling. I don't bowl very often, but if I hit a strike, hey, I'm going to go back and bowl.
And once again, the coordinates for people to reach out and see you at the store.
Yes, Instagram is Luxington, LUXINGTON Boutique. The website, Luxington Boutique. Facebook, Luxington Boutique. Also, you can email me at Jenny, JENNY, at Luxington Boutique. And you can call the store, or I'll give you my cell phone. I'm putting it out there.
Okay, put it out there.
Woo! 713-816-3226. And that's basically the best way to get a hold of me is by texting me. My email gets clocked 713-816-3226.
Sounds good to me.
Can't wait to see y'all come and shop with us. And thanks for having me,
keep
Bill.
people notified of the events, right, Jenna?
Yeah.
Definitely. We'll be having one soon.
And thanks for being on the show. As we continue the show, we now have Ashley Sinkiewicz. Her company is called Advisory Merchant Services. Ashley, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on today.
Thank you for being here, Ash.
We're excited to be here.
Once again, Jenna, boy, what a group that you've assembled. Everybody has a different business. Let's tell people, Ashley, your business, Advisory Merchant Services.
Well, thank you again. We are a payment processing company, and that's for bank cards. So we set up any business from small, medium to large to franchises, multi-locations with the ability to accept any major credit card. We even have the ability, of course, for POS systems when needed. We are a payment processing company, not a POS company, but I do have the ability to get access to any credit card machines. We can do payment processing for the websites, any and all types of bank card processing.
So someone's out there that's starting a business, and that's a very important element. Everybody's cashless, or we see signs on doors where once cash was used, some people would say no cash. So if I start a business selling, I don't know, hats or something, and I want to set up the credit card, you're the place to go.
We are the place to go.
Even if I'm small, and then as I grow, small, medium, and large, you're still the place.
Absolutely. And we are
Very
so
important.
great about referring business back to everybody that we work with. So again, websites. During COVID, it was such a tough time for all of the stores and all of the restaurants and all the businesses, as we all know. We were able to, within 2 to 3 days, get websites up and running for a lot of our restaurants. And it really changed the way that they could process and kept the money flowing in and helped to keep their doors open.
That's awesome, Ashley. So tell me how you got into this. It seems like, I mean, the great thing about your business is everybody's a potential customer, right? Any entrepreneur, any company. How did you get started?
So I got started working for Bank of America Merchant Services for 10 years. I like to say blood, sweat, and tears. It was amazing, but it was a large corporate world. And I was the top performer there during my 10 years for the most part. And my dear friend, Michael Berry from The Michael Berry Show, he's like a brother to me and a colleague, obviously.
And he's in the next room, by the
yes,
way.
he is. I know, which
He
is so
doesn't know we're
ironic.
talking
Hi,
about him
Michael.
His ears are burning right now.
I have to mention him because he had a big part, along with my amazing husband, Ray Sinkiewicz, in saying to me, Ashley, you need to go on your own and you need to take this journey and go solo and build your own business and your own company along with your own team. I took the challenge. It has been so much fun. It's been so much work. I mean, Michael and Ray even went out and found our space, our office space. And we're a show sponsor with The Michael Berry Show and Michael, of course. He is the show. And it's been a game changer. They helped to put Advisory Merchant Services on the map. I'm grateful for that. The introductions that they have made for us. I'm allowed to mention Federal Grill, American Federal Grill. We do their processing. And Matt Bryce has been a huge mentor for me along this journey.
No doubt about it. That's how I met Jenna, and she became part of our show here today. And as I mentioned to you, I'll tell the listeners that I met your husband with Michael a couple of years ago. We were at the Palm. I was at the Palm restaurant. On my way out, I saw Michael. I said, I got to say hi. He said, here's my friend, Ray Sinkiewicz. And there it is. And now here you are today on this show. That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
And you talk about great business advice. I don't know where you can get better advice from someone like Michael Berry and your husband in the financial world. I mean, if he's able to help Michael with his finances and guide his ship, as he's mentioned on his show many times, I'm a big listener.
Yes.
He must know something. That's great guidance. You have an extra edge.
I mean, it's been huge.
It's not fair to others.
It's really not, but it's been amazing.
That's awesome.
So, Ashley, how have you found it? You said it's been really fun, but really hard. I mean, what are some of the challenges of being a business owner after being with a big corporation?
You know, I really pride myself and Advisory Merchant Services on offering the concierge service. That's really big to me. I am the founder and the CEO, but I will never be too big to answer calls daily. Get out in the field. It's so fun for me to get out of the office in the field and go check on our existing customers, go out there and look for new customers. I'm still knocking on doors. We're never going to be too big for that. I will never be too big for that. We love to go into existing businesses that are already set up with merchant processing, if you will. Everybody's pretty much has the ability to take credit cards right now as a form of payment. If not, they need that. They need to definitely have that option. I think to survive, we're going a lot more cashless, as we talked about. But just a lot of times the challenge is having them agree to let us review what their current processing fees are. Once I can get that information from them, we're able to really show the value of what we can do. Look at their current pricing, show them what we can do to, show the value, but also along with that, save them money. And then we're able to usually bring them on as a customer. We're all about showing the value. That's very huge for us.
Geographically, when you think of the people that you're serving is it just the Houston area? If so, is there a certain geography or how far?
It's all over the United States. And now We've just been licensed to do Canada and Mexico. I am having so much fun expanding into Palm Beach, into Colorado, into Vail, into Aspen. How amazing. I get to travel and do what I love. I can do it from anywhere. We're working all over.
And it sounds like also, I don't know, but you probably have a feel for the pulse of business in these different economies. You mentioned Canada. Florida, Houston. I guess you get a feel.
You know, it's been interesting.
A lot
again.
of money changing hands.
Oh, definitely. We're seeing a lot of money movement, of course. And we're seeing now that everything's opened back up, the energy out there is so fun to watch and to see the business owners that are going to make it. They're going to survive. The challenge has been very real. And we've been a part of that journey. We're the ones that are think about it. The credit cards are coming in and we're moving the money for them to where it needs to go. And it's a lot of fun, but a lot of work.
So where do you go from here? It sounds like you've gone pretty far when you're expanding into the North American continent, Canada. And by the way, I used to go to Canada many years ago and on a regular business trips to especially Toronto, and I enjoyed the Canadians. They were fun. Also, it was a great place to visit. Also, same thing with Mexico. So here you are covering North America. Where do you go from here? What's the next step for your business? Or is this enough for right now?
We're going to keep growing into the European markets, and there's no stopping us, and there's no stopping me. I don't ever take no for an answer. If most people will say that about me. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing always, but it pushes me and keeps me going and keeps me on my toes. We're going to grow. We're going to keep growing, and we're going to grow more into the franchise space. We're going to grow more into, multi-locations, which I love to work with. We're big with restaurants and bars and all businesses.
Maybe boutiques too.
Definitely boutiques all day long, websites. Every business has to have a website. If you don't, you've got to get one because there's so much shopping going on there right now in that space.
Ashley, how much fun is it to see you've got a variety of customers? They all have different stories and journeys. And how much fun is it to get to see them expand and be successful and be a part of that?
Well, it's funny that you asked me that. It's so much fun and it's so rewarding. Actually, I can't give the name, but we had a med spa that we just signed up about 3 months ago call me this morning. And he actually had to call my husband Ray about something. And I was listening, and we actually were able to save them such a nice amount of money that they were able to expand and grow and move that money into other areas of their business, from advertising to products. It's rewarding. It's fun. We're making a difference.
Yeah.
As far as this growth, Ashley, how many years ago did you start the business?
We started the business 2.5 years ago.
What?
But I've been in the industry for 13 plus.
That doesn't mean it would be easy, though, either, right?
It's not been easy. I often will say blood, sweat, tears.
So I'm
so
going to
much
guess,
fun.
as you said, not taking no, persistence, resilience, determination. Sure, you probably have that. Am I missing any of the things that are part of your success in this short period of time? What else drives you?
You're really not. I mean, success does drive me. I'm not going to lie on that. Success does drive me, and it should drive all of us, and it keeps pushing me. But really helping the community, getting out there, and I really do see that we're showing value, and we're coming in and helping these small businesses, middle businesses, large businesses save money on their processing with Visa, MasterCard, Discover, Diners Club, JCB, all the credit card organizations. We're coming in, and that's how we're making a big difference, value and saving money.
She also works incredibly hard. If you ever have a lunch or a dinner or a meeting with Ashley, she answers her phone about 27 times in that area. So she works incredibly hard.
Well, before we close this segment, we're talking with Ashley Sinkiewicz with Advisory Merchant Services. Before we close the segment, Ashley, what else do you want people to know?
Give us a chance. Reach out to me. Let me come in and just do an evaluation on your processing within your business. We won't let you down. We will save you money, and we will show the value that my team and I bring.
And how can people reach you?
They can reach me at advisorymerchantservices.com. Of course, that's our website. They also can reach me at advisorymerchantservices@gmail.com, as well as 832-439-6751.
Sounds like you said 832-439-6751.
You got it.
There you go. Advisory Merchant Services sounds good to me. And we'll say hi to your husband, Ray. He probably won't remember me, but I remember him right there at the Old Palm on Westheimer, I don't know, 2 years ago or so.
Well, I'm going to make sure that I call him Ray. I'm going to make sure that I tell Ray again.
Tell him, hey. All right. Thanks again.
Thank you
Ashley.
so much.
And here we are. We talked to everybody. Jenna, once again, what a crew. And as everyone here has children, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. And to my mom, she's been gone Miss you, Mom. So, as we wind up the show, let's start. You're right there. Treebeards Restaurant. She is here. Jolie Stinneford, treebeards.com. Jolie, one of the things we forgot when we were talking with you, you do catering, too. Let's tell people about that.
We do. We do all kinds of catering.
All kinds?
All kinds.
There you go.
Big groups, small groups, schools. We do a lot for Memorial High School, like their banquets. We do weddings. We do rehearsal dinners. We do birthday parties. We do, I just want to have some people over in my home and I don't want to cook parties. All kinds of things.
Popular.
Yeah. You can pick up food. We can deliver it. We do a lot of corporate lunch catering as well.
I would think also your location as you're there in Bunker Hill area, that might have expanded your catering business, I'm guessing. There's so many homes around there.
Yeah, into the residential, yeah. But the big part of it, like next week, we're doing a really big luncheon for a big company downtown for 500 people. So
wow,
that's kind of where we excel at because we've done it so many times, and it's great, and we have a good crew.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's stop right there. 500 people, and they're relying on you for the food. How many courses are they going to have? Is it going to be a salad or a gumbo and then a main course and then a carrot cake? Or
They're going to have shrimp etouffee. They're going to have red beans and rice. They're going to have grilled chicken, French bread, and dessert, and iced tea.
And as you're putting that together, that's a lot to get ready for.
Yes.
You're so relaxed. I like your style.
And her team is amazing, Bill. I've been
I
to
bet.
a couple of banquets at schools, and they're so friendly and wonderful and fast and just
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
So let's bounce back just for a second. Lexington Boutique, lexingtonboutique.com. But of course, there's all the Instagram handles and everything else. We haven't heard from Daisha. She wants to say hi. Daisha, here you are. You're the right-hand person right there at the Lexington Boutique.
Yes, how are you? I'm glad to be here, and I love my job. I love Lexington Boutique, and it's been so fun for me to be able to pick out clothes, help people dress, and just visit with people. I just like getting to know the people who come in. It's been a great experience for me.
And Mark?
And in Houston, we have a cast of characters. I remember many years ago at a cigar bar, back when that was popular, I got to meet George Hamilton. Remember the actor? He's been in so many things.
Absolutely.
So one of the things, as I talked to George, he didn't know me, but he spent some time. I said, hey, nice to meet you. And he says, I love Houston, George Hamilton, that is. And he said, I think one of his ex-wife was from Houston or something, but he said, I love visiting Houston. He says, you all have some tall characters here. It's just some big, interesting people. That was back, 20 years ago, but that is true to this day. And we're friendly here.
That is true. And I'm kind of biased because I'm from here. And so I think everybody in Houston and the people who live here have always lived here or moved here. They're all wonderful. And that's something that I've really enjoyed about working in this boutique is meeting the people and just having the experience of talking to them. Everybody's got a story. Everybody wants to tell it. So it's fun to be there with people and let them visit.
That's right. And we're good listeners here in Houston, too. Jenny Thompson, Lexington Boutique. So when you leave the show, today's a work day, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. But you do what you kind of tailored your job. So what's going to happen next when you leave this recording here for the studio back at your operation?
Now that I can come and go as I please.
We like that. I'm happy for you.
We're going to go have a good lunch, maybe at Treebeard.
There you go.
And because I'm in the neighborhood too. And another thing, like Daisha's so helpful, we get to go to market. So we're going to go to Miami in June. I think maybe Vegas in May, Miami in June. And that is a lot of fun to just be able to see all different brands from all over the world, the U.S., and grab a cocktail. Do we like that shirt? We'll take a picture of it so we'll know. And then we take pictures
Doing
so
research,
we can
right?
coordinate all the different clothes that we have. But it does take a lot of planning because we have to inventory everything we have. Then we have to make sure we can either reuse, recycle, or donate. We donate a lot to Houston Women's Home. We've donated to just other women's boutiques, Dress for Success. So we always have, any retail store always has back stock, and I'm happy to donate it because that's really my background is fundraising.
And I'm going to say all of us here on the show, including me, we're all go-getters. We're out there doing the best we can. But I think the key is in life, regardless of financial success and things like that, doing what we love. If we could, and I haven't been there in my life at all the time. I always have made do with what I enjoyed the best I can wherever I'm at. But I say the last 10 years, I'm really enjoying what I do, and that is the key. So try to find something you could do and you get paid for is even better. As you look ahead, Ashley, you are such a go-getter. How do you manage, though, other than the business, the work-life balance? Is there such a thing?
Well, I mean, there's really not such a thing.
You have children and all that, and your husband's in the financial world. But yeah, how do you manage that? What we call work-life balance.
And building an amazing team. And I was trying to do it all on my own, honestly, for a long time. And I needed help. So we're always looking for sales partners, sales reps, but sales partners. So please call me if you're interested. We need you and we want you. And as we expand and grow, it's just all about having key partners in place. We just hired a chief of operations who's done an amazing job. And that's been kind of a lifesaver. I want to mention Madeline Elkers, one of my very best friends, but she taught me the industry. She was my boss at Bank of America Merchant Services for the 10 years that I was there. I rely on her still. I go back to her. She's a big mentor. And I'll reach out to Madeline to bounce ideas off of her. She's helped me with organizing some things within the company that's made a difference and made a change to help with a work-life balance. So.
There you go. And Jenna Jackson right there, P&R Creative. Let's tell people a quick word about your company. And once again, you assembled a super group here today. Can hardly see what happens next month, but let's tell people about your company. They may need your services right now.
Sure. I'm quite proud of myself for this group, and I am going to have to try hard to beat it.
I'm going to hang with you just to get to meet people like this.
Exactly. We all travel in packs. So my company is a full creative agency. We offer marketing, PR, social media, video production, just sort of anything that helps a company or a person or a group tell their story. So this amazing room of ladies, all has a different story. They all have a different business and a very unique story to tell. So it's part of the way that I've gotten to know some of them.
And if someone wants to reach out to P&R Creative Jenna Jackson, what should they do?
They should go on our website, prcreativegroup.com, or they can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at PR Creative Group, Texas, TX.
Sounds good to me. And thank you all for listening to Successful Living with Bill Nampick. That's me. And Successful Living with Jenna Jackson and all these wonderful ladies here doing business in the Houston area and even far beyond in many cases. So once again, thanks for listening to the show. Simply go to radiobill.net. That's right, radiobill.net. You don't even have to write that down. All the coordinates are there. You can see past shows. So thank you all for listening. Jenna, again, hardly can wait to see what happens next month when you are here on the show again. But thank you all for listening. Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. RadioBill.net. Thanks for listening.
I'm sometimes wrong, but usually I'm right.
At P&R Creative, your story is our motivation. We want to tell your story in a way that resonates with your target market, whether that be your employees, your investors, potential customers, or a global television and film audience. We get to know your company, your customers, your employees, your goals, and then we put together a detailed plan that maximizes what you do well and plans for improvement where you may need it. We weave together all the pieces of your story to provide consistency across marketing, communications, branding, ESG, and video storytelling. Reach out to us through our website, prcreativegroup.com. That's prcreativegroup.com, or call us at 832-553-6208. 832-553-6208. Reach out to us.